Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Fix your shirt. I had to put it on. I went through the drive-thru. I'm here at Wells Fargo to make a big-time deposit. And I got into the drive-thru there, and the lady said the thing ain't working. You know, that you shoot the... First, I drove into the first aisle thinking I was going to go right to the window. You know, they shoot the drawer out, but it was an ATM aisle. So I backed up real slowly. You know, you got to be careful with this thing. And I go to the next lane where they got that tube that runs up, you know, and over, and you got to reach out. So I pulled my mirror in. Otherwise, I'd never be able to reach it because of this cement truck. And I'm calling, and nobody's in there. Nobody's behind the window. I'm calling, and I hit it one more time. I hit it twice. I didn't want to be annoying. I figured they heard it, but maybe it didn't go through. So when no one showed up, I went and hit it again. So a nice young lady comes over, and she couldn't get the darn speaker to work to talk to me. And see how slow I'm backing up? I'm nervous as a whore in church driving this thing. So she's pushing all these buttons, and I'm like, I don't hear you. You know, I figured she was trying to say that it doesn't work. Finally, she picked up a headset, and I heard it rattling around because I got to go back the other way. This is the first time I've ever been to this bank, and there's Dick's right there. I've been over there, bought a pair of shoes in there. Not my last Vomeros, but the Vomeros before. So she says, no worky. I said, oh, okay. So I had to park and go in, put my shirt on. I went in there, and I'm talking to her. And, you know, I like chatting people up. So I started telling her she's got beautiful teeth, and which she did. And how I just came from the beach because I didn't have a shirt on when I was in the drive-thru. She goes, yeah, I saw you didn't have a shirt on. I figured you was somewhere. And it was just 3 tellers and a couple of customers. And we all got to chatting in there, man. We just struck up. You know, it didn't have to go down that way. Everybody would have just minded their own business, but not Sarasota Tim. He starts chatting them up, and they're chatting all the way down at the other end of the teller and this and that. And I actually saw a lady leaving when I was going in that goes to my gym. I said, hey, I know you from the gym. And she says, yeah. She drives a big Denali truck. I said, yeah, I thought I recognized your truck out there. I saw you getting out of it one day, and I got a big truck too. And, you know, just briefly saying hello. I'll see her at the gym next time and say hi to her. So just chatting everybody up. And why was I depositing money instead of taking money out like normally? Because I got a refund from, you know, that Giorgio Armani that I bought, you know, that I wear. Well, I've been buying a little tester for the last 2 or 3 purchases. It lasts a long time. But I was informed by a subscriber, 2 subscribers. Subscriber number 1 said, hey, I got a bottle of that. You can have it. It's a vintage bottle. I'm like, vintage? I didn't know they'd been making it that long. And he said, well, it's not that it's vintage. It's just that it's been sitting for years. Well, let me tell you something about perfumes and colognes. If it's in the sun, and I think they can actually go bad eventually. Unfortunately, and it was a big bottle. I showed you guys on video. And I never said this. I didn't want to hurt the guy's feelings, but I'm just saying it now. Because he didn't want it. And he sent it to me. But it was actually spoiled. It wasn't spoiled. What can I tell you? So, but he meant well. And I greatly appreciate it. So after that, I get another subscriber that tells me there was some special going on Amazon, and he found, I got a lot of people always looking for stuff from me when I mention things in my videos. And so it was Ray. Ray said, hey, they got the 3.3 ounce, the big bottle, for $84, normally $129. For $84, and I thought, well, that's a deal. Because I pay $60, I believe, for the little tester bottle. Not tester, but it's the travel bottle. So I said, dang, I'll buy it. I'm going to use it. You know, I just want to make sure I keep it in the air conditioning and the medicine cabinet. And I bought those little things. I got a whole package of them. I got 4 or 5 more that you fill up, and I put in my pocket. And I stay Giorgio Armani, Aqua de Joe, upped all the time. I'm always smelling good. Never know who you're going to meet. So I buy it. And I buy it on Amazon. And let me tell you, when you buy on Amazon, you buy on eBay, you got to be careful. And when they're selling it for $84 and it's never discounted anywhere in like Macy's, Dillard's, where I buy my travel one is, what's that? I think the Kardashian girl owns that store where I buy it over there next to the Super Target on UTC, on University. What's it called? Lux? Ulta. Yeah. And it didn't smell right. I tried it several times. It didn't smell right. And then I would put on my little travel one, and I mean, you just know it. It just hits you right away. So I don't know if it was a bad or an old lot or something that Amazon bought and it's been out in the sun, or it's just old. But I wrote back, and L'Oreal owns the Giorgio Armani cologne. And so they make you jump through some hoops to get a refund. They don't want you sending in a fake and then they give you a refund. They make you send in your junk first, and you take a picture of it. You take a picture of the bottom, the serial number. You got to take a picture of proof of purchase, all of which I had. And then they get back to you and say, we're going to review whether we want to refund you your money or not. And after I met all the requirements, I mean, what can they say? So they said, all right, we're sending you should get that in a few days, a return label. I had to go buy a box and everything, box it up, send it to us, and we will give you your $84 back. And that's what I just deposited. So never again, I don't care what it costs. And I said this a long time ago, I broke my own rules by buying it on Amazon. The one that the gentleman sent me was just out of the goodness of his heart. It just happened to be, like he said, vintage, old, and it had lost its smell. But I bought this brand new bottle, came in the box, everything unopened, and apparently it originally did come from L'Oreal, but they gave my money back. I mean, think of the money they got, right? And look, I don't do business with anybody that doesn't have a return policy. And that deal was a steal. And I would have been set up in Giorgio Armani cologne from now the heck on had it been good. But it's not. So now my little travel bottle, which is getting very low because I use it, and even though it's a small bottle, there's not as much in there as you think there is. You know, the glass is real thick. I'll go buy another one. And even if it is $60, maybe I'll buy the bigger bottle next time because, you know, I love it. But never again will I buy any cologne. I don't care what the reviews say, from Amazon or eBay. You're just taking a big chance. They're even doing it right in the mall at UTC, selling perfumes and colognes. I think they say they're not even authentic. They just say that they're just like it. But what happens with those, I bought them before, is they smell like it for a minute, and then after you buy it and leave the store, it starts to, no. So, anyway, that's the story on the Giorgio Armani, that I bought a bottle for $84. A subscriber gave me a bottle, and then another subscriber hooked me up with the deal I didn't know about, and I got it, and both were to no avail. And so I'm back to going to Ulta for my colognes, and they have all the other name brands too. So, well, here we are at the Home 20. Going to get out all my prime steaks and put them in the refrigerator and freshen up a little bit. And I think I'm going to go run over at Nathan Benderson. In fact, I know I am. And hit the gym, as I didn't go yesterday. I got my tan on today, though. Got my tan on, got my grocery shopping, and that $84 takes off of that. I mean, I don't know what I spent at Walmart, but it was $80 for the oil change. There you go, free oil change. Of course, I don't have that cologne either, so. But I got some left. Crush it!